Welcome to my YouTube channel Exploring Academia. Undertaking a case study research involves selecting a relevant case, collecting and analyzing data comprehensively, and drawing meaningful insights to address the research questions, contributing to a deeper understanding of the phenomenon under study. In this video, I briefly explain how to carry out a case study research with some practical examples. But first of all, I share with you some useful examples of research questions and then explain what type of case study might be carried out in such a scenario. 10 useful examples of a case study research. Research question: how do organizational culture and leadership styles influence employee satisfaction and productivity? Case study: in this scenario, you can carry out a case study of the turnaround of Apple Inc. under Steve Jobs' leadership. Research question: what teaching methods are most effective in improving student engagement and learning outcomes in STEM subjects? Case study: in this scenario, you can carry out a case study of the implementation of project-based learning in a high school science classroom. Research question: how can teachers implement active learning strategies in mixed-level classrooms? Case study: in this scenario, you can carry out a case study of a local school that promotes active learning. Research question: how do social networks influence the spread of misinformation during public health crises? Case study: in this scenario, you can carry out a case study analyzing the role of social media platforms in disseminating false information during the COVID-19 pandemic. Research question: how are viral marketing strategies changing the relationship between companies and consumers? Case study: in this scenario, you can carry out a case study of the iPhone X marketing campaign. Research question: what are the barriers to accessing mental health services among underserved populations? Case study: in this scenario, you can carry out a case study examining factors influencing mental health service utilization among low-income communities in urban areas. Research question: how does the adoption of blockchain technology impact supply chain transparency and efficiency? Case study: in this scenario, you can carry out a case study of the implementation of blockchain in the food industry to trace the origin of products and prevent fraud. Research question: what are the best practices for managing pain in post-operative patients? Case study: in this scenario, you can carry out a case study of the implementation of a multimodal pain management protocol and evaluating its effectiveness in reducing post-operative pain levels. Research question: how does nurse-patient communication affect patient satisfaction and outcomes in a critical care setting? Case study: in this case, you can carry out a case study of the communication dynamics between nurses and patients. Research question: how do cultural beliefs and practices influence end-of-life care decision-making among patients and families? Case study: with the given research question, you can carry out a case study exploring cultural perspectives on death and dying among patients and families from diverse backgrounds. Here is a step-by-step guide how to undertake a case study research. 1. Define the aim and objectives. In conducting case study research, defining the purpose and objectives involves clearly outlining the overarching goal of the study and the specific aims to be achieved. For example, the purpose of a case study might be to explore the effectiveness of a particular intervention in improving patient outcomes in a clinical setting. The objectives could include assessing the impact of the intervention on key outcome measures such as symptom severity, quality of life, and healthcare utilization, as well as identifying factors that facilitate or hinder successful implementation. 2. Select the case. Once you have developed your research questions and defined research objectives, you should be ready to choose the specific case that you want to focus on. A good case study should have the potential to provide new or unexpected insights into the subject. When selecting a case for study, consider its relevance to the research questions and objectives. For example, in a study on workplace diversity, selecting a multinational corporation known for its inclusive policies could provide rich insights. Additionally, ensure the case offers diversity in experiences, perspectives, or outcomes to facilitate a comprehensive analysis. Finally, assess the feasibility of accessing necessary data and resources to conduct a thorough investigation within the chosen case. Develop a theoretical framework. While case studies focus more on concrete details than general theories, they should usually have some connection with theory in the field. This way, the case study is not just an isolated description, but is integrated into existing knowledge about the topic. For example, if you're investigating the system of recruitment and selection in the selected universities, as a multiple case, you may use general systems theory as a theoretical lens. To ensure that your analysis of the case has a solid academic grounding, you should conduct a literature review of sources related to the topic and develop a theoretical framework. This means identifying key concepts and theories to guide your analysis and interpretation. So if your case study involves theoretical concepts, you should build a theoretical framework and identify theoretical underpinnings. Four, plan data collection methods. Case studies tend to focus on qualitative data using methods such as interviews, observations, and analysis of primary and secondary sources, newspaper articles, photographs, official records. Sometimes a case study will also collect quantitative data. So you should choose the sources of data such as survey questionnaires. For instance, if you are investigating the impact of telemedicine on patient satisfaction in a rural healthcare setting, might employ a combination of qualitative and quantitative methods. Qualitative techniques such as semi-structured interviews with patients and healthcare providers could provide insights into their experiences and perceptions of telemedicine services, while quantitative surveys or analysis of electronic health records could yield objective measures of patient satisfaction and clinical outcomes. Additionally, document analysis of program protocols or implementation reports could offer contextual information about the telemedicine initiative. 5. Ensure ethical considerations. Ensuring ethical considerations is paramount when conducting case study research, especially when dealing with human subjects. When conducting case study research, ensuring ethical considerations involves obtaining informed consent from participants, protecting their privacy and confidentiality, maintaining objectivity and integrity, respecting participant autonomy and dignity, obtaining approval from relevant body committee, and maintaining transparency and accountability throughout the research process. If required, seek ethical approval for your study. Develop procedures to inform and obtain consent from participants. Implement measures to protect participant confidentiality. 6. Collect data. When collecting data for a case study, you should employ a variety of methods to gather comprehensive and rich information relevant to the research questions and objectives. For example, in a study examining the impact of a community health intervention on reducing obesity rates, data collection methods may include semi-structured interviews with community members, healthcare providers, and program administrators to capture their perspectives and experiences. Observation of program activities and community events related to health promotion could provide contextual insights into program implementation and community engagement. Document analysis of program materials, reports, and participant records could offer additional data on intervention components, participant demographics, and outcomes. 7. Analyze data. When analyzing data for a case study, you should systematically examine and interpret the collected information to derive meaningful insights and address the research questions. For example, in a case study investigating the factors influencing the adoption of renewable energy technologies in a rural community, you may employ thematic analysis to identify recurring themes and patterns in interview transcripts and documents related to renewable energy initiatives. They might categorize data into themes such as community attitudes towards renewable energy, perceived benefits and barriers to adoption, and strategies for promoting renewable energy uptake. 8. Interpret and discuss findings. When interpreting and discussing findings in a case study research, you should critically analyze the data in relation to the research questions and objectives, contextualize the findings within existing literature, and explore implications for theory, practice, and policy. For instance, in a case study examining the impact of a school-based mindfulness program on students' mental health, you might discuss how qualitative data from interviews with students and teachers reveal improvements in emotional regulation and stress management skills following program participation. They could then compare these qualitative findings with quantitative data on changes in self-reported anxiety levels or behavioral outcomes measured through standardized assessments. 9. Conclude and summarize. When concluding and summarizing a case study research, you should recapitulate the key findings, revisit the research questions and objectives, and reflect on the implications of the study. For example, in a case study investigating the factors influencing the success of small businesses in a rural community, the conclusion may highlight the critical role of community support networks, access to financial resources, and entrepreneurial skills in fostering business sustainability. The summary could reiterate how these factors interact to shape the outcomes observed in the case study and underscore the importance of tailored interventions to support small business development in similar contexts. By following these steps, you can develop a comprehensive and well-structured case study that contributes valuable insights to your field of study. I hope you like this video.